I say here all the time about the breaking news that Occupy Democrats to stay frosty and to enjoy your life. And it is difficult to not wake up every single day or go to bed at night, especially if you have young children, and wonder what the hell is going to happen tomorrow. And there's a reason for that, because when the President of the United States spends a third of his first 100 days playing golf, in this breaking story, it makes you also wonder what the hell is going on at the FBI. These are some of the major intel entities that we have that help keep all Americans safe. And yet, in this breaking story, when you don't even have people that are the heads who are now confirmed to run some of the most sensitive, massive operations related to national security, even showing up for work, you have to wonder, how safe are we really? I'm going to show you that story in just a few seconds. Here's a sense of what I mean is coming.
Kash Patel is confirmed as the new director of the FBI.
He was narrowly confirmed by the Senate today in a 51-49 final vote. Trump's pick worked for 12 years as a public defender in Florida before serving in the Justice Department as a trial attorney. During the president's first term, he worked as chief of staff to the defense secretary and as principal deputy to the national director of national intelligence. However, he has faced opposition from Democrats over his claims about the 2020 election results and the January 6th insurrection and his alleged role in the purging of FBI employees.
My Senate Republican colleagues are willfully ignoring myriad red flags about Mr. Patel, especially his recurring instinct to threaten retribution against his perceived enemies. This is an extremely dangerous flaw for someone who seeks to lead the nation's most powerful domestic investigative agency for the next 10 years.
Patel is the 19th cabinet official approved by lawmakers since the president's inauguration 1 month ago.
The Senate today confirmed Kash Patel to lead the FBI. Patel's nomination approved 51-49. Republican Senators Susan Collins of Maine, Lisa Murkowski, Alaska, joined all the Democrats to vote against Patel. During the process of confirmation, some senators expressed concern that Patel might use the Bureau's power to go after perceived political enemies.
Kash Patel could also see pushback. He's been tapped to lead the FBI and has vowed to go after anybody perceived as a political adversary, as well as members of the media.
We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice.
Kash Patel, that guy, who was confirmed 51-49 because a couple of Republicans flipped their vote against him. He shouldn't have been confirmed. And you want to know why? We're being proven to be right because, ironically, is he really at the FBI? Is he doing anything? Or is he slowly being left out? The head of the FBI of the United States of America being left out. This is the breaking story. Take a listen.
So joining us now, former Assistant Director for Counterintelligence at the FBI, Frank Figliuzzi. Frank, Secretary of State Rubio holding 4 jobs total, 2 of them really, really big ones. Is the risk here, is he being spread so thin that he actually could be putting some national security at risk?
Yeah, I think, in fact, he might even have conflicts amongst his various jobs. I mean, if you're head of the archives, for example, and you're supposed to make sure people are documenting all their official communications, and you're out there not documenting them and witnessing people not handling secure communications correctly, I think there's a conflict. I think he is spread too thinly. I'm increasingly concerned, after talking to people still in the intel community, that briefings aren't happening. Nobody's home at the top of these agencies, and there's real concern about the possibility that we could be ripe for an attack. And now, years later, it's apparent that the top of the FBI doesn't like what they did. They don't like de-escalation. They like confrontation. They see it as a sign of weakness, what those agents did. By the way, the Agents Association back then gave them a commendation for de-escalating that incident. So we're in a new world now where there's retribution for de-escalating something. And I want to remind people, the FBI is the primary civil rights organization to enforce civil rights, like excessive use of force by the police. So when the FBI is supposed to confront protesters who are protesting excessive use of force, there's an issue there. The FBI needs to reach out to that community.
So, Frank, let's turn to FBI Director Kash Patel, who has sort of taken a surprisingly backseat role, at least to this point, in the first 102 or 3 days, wherever we are right now. What do you make of that? That he's just been a little less visible than I think a lot of people, Trump observers, expected he would be.
Yeah, well, reportedly he's been visible at nightclubs far more than he has been on the 7th floor of the Hoover building. And there are reports that daily briefings to him have been changed from every day to maybe twice weekly. So this is both a blessing and a curse, because if he's really trying to run things without his experience, without any experience level, things could be bad. If he's not plugged in, things could be bad, but he's allowing agents to run things. So we don't know where this is going, but the one word that keeps coming back at me from inside that building is chaos. People don't know what's happening from day to day.
There's also been reporting, I believe, from the Wall Street Journal and Washington Post that Patel spending a lot of his time still at his home in Las Vegas, has been sort of working remotely for at least part of the week. Former Assistant Director for Counterintelligence at the FBI, Frank Figliuzzi. Frank, good to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Yep. Director of the FBI. Partying more in Vegas, not getting daily briefings every single day, and not hearing a sound or a word from him. So what I'm trying to say, and what clearly the Trump administration is saying, is, yeah, we wanted to make sure we had somebody in there who was a sycophant, who was a yes man, who wasn't going to push back, who didn't care about harming people and wasn't going to question what Pam Bondi at the Attorney General's office might do. That's all well and good, which it isn't, but it is in Trump world. But now they're not even necessarily informing him as to what the hell is going on. And somehow the FBI could just be under someone else's supervision that we really don't know who they are or who's running the prison, as we like to say. Whew, folks, again, I say it often, but I'm going to continue to say it. Enjoy your lives. Talk to those you agree with, even those you don't, but stay frosty, especially when it comes to what the hell is going on with our FBI. See you soon.